Tell me, when will you be mine? Tell me, quando, quando, quando.
21 minutes before 7. That introduces our next very special guest on the line, the great man Englebert Humperdinck, who's coming to Melbourne in July to perform at Hamer Hall. Englebert, welcome to Melbourne.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Where do you live now?
Well, actually, at the moment, I'm in Los Angeles because I'm going out on tour on Friday. I'm in Canada, Montreal, and then on to other places along there, and then somewhere else. I'm on tour all the time. It's just amazing. I just keep going.
You're working on a duets album at the moment. Are you able to tell us who some of the duets are with?
Yes, I'm very excited about the people that I'm working with. You know, people like Elton John and Willie Nelson and Smokey Robinson, Lulu, Kenny Rogers, quite a few, and some more exciting names involved there. And I'm doing this virtual duet with Elton in my show, and it's going down very well, and I'm really thrilled about that because the album is not finished yet, and I'm using it as a sort of a pedestal to try it out and see how people like it, and they seem to love it.
In a perfect world, if it was possible for you to choose the number one person you'd like to do a duet with, who would it be? Well, you know, the ones I've got are pretty big on my list. You know, they're huge, and I mean, and to be involved with them is just amazing. And a couple of weeks ago, when I was in the studio with Smokey, you know, the Motown legend, it was just like unbelievable for me. It was like a dream come true. They're all wonderful, all of them. They're just great. You know, I mean, I can't put my name say who I'd like to do because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but they're all great.
Hey, you've got a son who lives in Australia.
Yes, I do. I've got my son Scott, who also manages me. He lives in Sydney, and I have a sister-in-law who lives in Perth, and an auntie as well who lives in Adelaide, and so you know I've got quite a family over there.
When were you last here?
Last year. I was there last year. I did a couple of things, you know, a charity show, and I did one up on the Gold Coast, I think. But it was just a quick thing. But this is a real tour where it's coming up right now.
Will you be able to spend a bit of time out of the theatre and have a look around? And if so, what would you like to see most in Australia? Well, you know what, it does. My time is limited when I get to do tours, you know. But you know, when there is an opportunity, I do like to get out and see what is going on in countries that I very seldom visit. Like last year, you know, I was in South Africa and I went on safari, which was just quite wonderful. I'd like to go out and see what the outback looks like, you know, you know, the real wild part of Australia. But I don't know whether I'll have that kind of time.
Hey,
you know, you see it on television, and you want to do that. You know, on movies and things. But when the time comes, it's pretty difficult to make that sort of time to do it.
Englebert, who's going to be your support act, if any, on this particular tour? Because some of your support acts in the past have gone on to some considerable success, such as Jimi Hendrix and the Carpenters.
Yeah, there's been many. There's been many that I've had on my programs as opening acts that have been. But Jimmy wasn't really an opening act for me. You know, they were introducing him into Europe, and they needed a name act to be on the show, and they put him on the first half, and I did the second half. But I tell you something, it was an experience I'll never ever forget. Because one time, one of my guitarist didn't show up, and he said, "Don't worry, man, I'll play for you." Jimi Hendrix played for me.
Wow. I'd love to hear him do Quando, Quando, Quando. Englebert, it's lovely to talk with you. We know you've got demands on your time. We're looking forward to seeing you Monday, July 8 at Hamer Hall.
I'm looking forward to it too. Please give all your listeners my best, and I'll look forward to seeing them.